Welcome back to another Genshin Impact beginner guide video. My name is Xnell and today we are simplifying artifacts. Now my goal here is not to tell you what the best artifact is, because frankly that's a very hard question to answer. It depends on so many factors like weapon choice, playstyle, skill timings, team composition, etc. What this video will do, however, is help you to understand the main stats on artifacts and equip you with the ability to decide for yourself. This will be the only artifact guide you will ever need, hopefully. Let's get started. There are 5 slots for your artifacts: the flower, the feather, timepiece, goblet, and the headgear. Now for the flower, the main stat is always going to be HP no matter what. The feather, the main stat is always going to be flat attack no matter what. So right off the bat, we are not going to talk about the flower and the feather because you don't really have a choice when it comes to these 2 artifacts. We're going to focus on the last 3: timepiece, goblet, and the headgear. For these 3 slots, the main stat can be HP percent, defense percent, and attack percent. In addition to those 3 main stats, each of these 3 slots have unique main stats that are not available in the other slots, and we'll cover it one by one. For the timepiece slot, you can get an elemental mastery main stat and an energy recharge main stat. For the goblet, you can get an elemental damage bonus or a physical damage bonus. For the headgear, you can get a crit rate, a crit damage, or a healing bonus. So what you really want when building your main damage carry is of course more damage. So we will be removing from the choices HP percent, defense percent, and healing bonus percent. For your timepiece, in general, you want an attack percent on the slot. When would you want to go for elemental mastery or energy recharge? First of all, elemental mastery does not affect elemental skills and elemental burst damage. It only affects reaction damage. Now you have to understand that the character who has the elemental mastery should be the one to trigger the reaction or the elemental mastery to have an effect. Basically, you want elemental mastery on your main damage carry if your team comp is built around your main damage carry triggering reactions. You can also go for an energy recharge build if your build focuses on spamming your Q ability. If you're not doing any of those, then just go for attack percent. Now let's take a look at the goblet. Should you go for attack percent or physical damage or elemental damage? I get asked a lot about this on my stream. Physical damage refers to damage from all types of normal attacks and charged attacks, with the exception of a charged attack from a bow user because it's elemental, and all attacks of a catalyst user because those are also elemental. Physical damage can be seen as a white number. Elemental damage refers to any type of damage that isn't colored white. All skills and bursts in the game are also elemental damage. An attack percent main stat artifact will increase the damage of your normal attacks, charge attacks, and your elemental skills and elemental bursts. However, an attack percent artifact only affects the base attack, this white number here, and this is made up of your character's base attack plus the weapon base attack. So an attack percent artifact may not give you as high a bonus as you might think. In contrast to that, elemental damage bonus and physical damage bonus is applied to final damage. So in general, you will want either elemental damage or physical damage bonus on your goblet. The question now becomes, should it be elemental or physical? It's simple really. It depends on how often you do physical damage and how often you do elemental damage. If your Keqing is doing electro damage 90% of the time, then go for an electro damage bonus. Physical damage bonus will not help you as much. Physical damage bonus also works great on hybrid damage dealers like Razor, Beidou, and Fischl, meaning they deal both types of damage at the same time with separate numbers popping on the screen. In some cases, you may want an attack percent goblet if you have a hybrid damage dealer and you are building around something that scales with attack, such as the effect of a prototype Aminus, or you're trying to up the healing of Chi-Chi, which scales with attack. It's up to you to determine what you need. Finally, the headgear ideally would be crit rate if you have good crit damage rolls on your other artifacts, or if you have a crit damage weapon. You can also go for a crit damage headgear if you already have a good crit rate on your other artifacts, or if you have a crit rate weapon. So you gotta find the right balance. I would say 50% crit rate and 100% crit damage is a decent number. Of course, the higher the better, but generally you want your crit damage to be twice as your crit rate. Also, there is currently no cap on crit rate. This has been confirmed. But what about if you don't have good crit rate or crit damage rolls on your substats on your other artifacts? then you may settle for an attack percent artifact. So this is what the decent build would look like for a main damage carry. Just take note that this is my recommendation, and you can change some of these depending on if you're building for something specific and you're the only one who really knows your team and your characters best. I tried to keep this video short and simple, but if you still have questions, make sure to join our Discord. We have over 600 members and still growing. You can also ask us when we go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on fb.gg/xnelgaming. We make guide videos as well, and we make build videos. So make sure to follow and hit that notification bell. Guys, only 16% of all our followers have notifications on. Do something about that, alright? I'll see you around.